Hey, this is Bob Jensen in Canada, and I would like to tell you about the Port Fairy Folk Festival in Port Fairy, Australia, where I will be performing with my friend and colleague Tony McManus on the first weekend in March of this year, 2020. Port Fairy is the biggest festival on the Australian continent, attracting a crowd every year of about 80,000 people. And we're very excited to be on the bill this year. I'm going to have 3 poetry shows over the weekend on March 7th and 8th, and Tony will be with me, and he'll also have some of his own solo shows. But the show I'm most excited about is something we're calling Other Voices, and that's going to take place on Saturday evening, and we're expecting a big crowd for that. It's a big venue. And Other Voices is a project that I've been working on for years that has dozens of artists from all over the world, from 4 continents, performing my poetry and songs in their own voices, so to speak. And so at the Other Voices show that we're doing, we're going to have some wonderful guests. We have ECMA Lifetime Achievement Award winner Hubert Francis, who is a Mi'kmaq artist from Eastern Canada. And also from the East Coast of Canada, we have the wonderful East Pointers, who are quite a hot folk roots act right now all over the world. Of course, Tony McManus will be there with me, and Tony is widely touted as the world's greatest Celtic guitar player. Shane Howard, an Australian legend, will be there and will perform one of my poems. And we also have Paul Kelly, an Aboriginal didgeridoo player from the Port Fairy area, on that bill. So that show is Saturday night. I am planning to videotape it and post it later on YouTube, but I'm also hoping and planning to broadcast it live on YouTube, and I will be posting details about that on my various social media platforms, giving times and links and that sort of thing. So, as I say, we're quite excited about this. I'd like to give you a little taste of what you can expect. Here is a recording that Shane Howard did of my poem, No One's Son, and it is the poem that he will be performing at our Other Voices show in Port Fairy. So here you go. Shane Howard, No One's Son.
I was born upon a brilliant day, in August such as this, my mother's birthday, when they remember how the Queen of Heaven cheated death and the corruption of the flesh. Or so they told us on our fete nationale. But I made no such assumption, nor was I likely to. For my solitary fear, when the silence was replete, and my soul was stark and naked, in the absence of deceit, when bravado took a breather, and the day was nearly done, the errant recognition that I was no one's son. I was born with broken bones.
So there you have it, a little taste of what you can expect. And of course, I am a spoken word poet, but I use a lot of music and sound effects. I'm also a songwriter. So this show will feature spoken word poetry with music, and it will also feature several songs. And if you're planning on being at Port Fairy, I hope that you will come out and check us out at this show. And then last but not least, I'm also planning something different for this show. When I was much younger, I was a folk singer. And, I used to tour around Canada playing, little cafes and bars, performing folk music. And I did record one vinyl LP back in the 1980s. But I hung up my guitar 27 or 28 years ago, and I've not sung on a stage in almost 3 decades. And over the years, people have asked me, why don't you sing anymore? So I've been thinking about it, and I'm thinking in for a penny, in for a pound. I am going to sort of come out of retirement, so to speak, as a folk singer, and I will be closing the Other Voices show with a song. I will be joined on that song by Shane Howard and the East Pointers, and I'm pretty excited about it. So that's all for now. Just wanted to let you know what we're going to be doing at Port Fairy. Hope to see you there, and I'll be posting information on some of our other gigs in Australia in the coming weeks and months. Bye for now. This is Bob Jensen signing off from a very cold and snowy eastern Canada.